While crows are among the world's best-known opportunists, able to live anywhere and eat anything, their success rate is nothing at all compared to the huge globe-girdling family of gulls. Gulls are shorebirds. Because of their attractive flying skill, their habit of living together in large numbers, and because of their familiar vocal talents, they are probably the best known of all shorebirds wherever they live. And they live everywhere, from both polar regions to virtually every body of land in between. By nature, they are birds of the seashore, though they will go anywhere there is a good living to be made. They are often popularly called seagulls, though there is no such bird. There are herring gulls, ring-billed gulls, Franklin's gulls, Ross's gulls, Sabine's gulls, glaucous gulls, laughing gulls, and ivory gulls. There are Bonapartes, Thayers, Western, yellow-footed, California, Mew, black-headed, black-backed, and even the rare black-tailed, like this flock filmed on an island off Japan. But there is no gull called seagull. These are, again, black-tailed gulls, quite rare. Just about all gulls exhibit much the same behavior when it comes to mating time, that annual essential business of establishing territory, going through courtship and breeding, and watching over the eggs and the young. First, of course, comes territory. While some larger animals fight fierce, alarming battles over this issue, gulls content themselves with a little beak pulling, wing tugging, and other comparatively harmless shows of courage and defiance. Each pair of gulls, they generally mate for life, needs about 7 square meters of land on which to mate, nest, and raise a family. Much of their posturing, much of their day's activity will center around defense of established, though invisible, boundaries. A bobbing motion, an ecstatic jiggling, indicates readiness or eagerness for mating. When they both do it, they're both ready. When they finally share a bit of food, their hormones will be working at fever pitch. Mating behavior among the black-tailed gulls of Tobishima Island. Head lowered, then thrust noisily skyward means, here is the nest site. This is the spot I have chosen. Hiding the bill coyly behind a wing means, don't even notice me. I'm not looking for trouble. Nest building time. Both male and female pitch in. They bring scrappy bits of withered grass and other valuable materials. Then they tuck everything in place, try it out for size. All part of making ready for the big event. In some gull species, male and female take turns sitting on the eggs. Incubation will take a long and boring 3 to 4 weeks. Eggs of all species of gulls look much the same. They are large, with heavy brown and gray markings on a white, buff, blue, or green background. Even at this stage, the price of territory is eternal vigilance and a lot of threat display. Gulls not only stick to the same mate year after year and share incubation duties, they often return to the same nesting site. Since certain species nest in colonies up to several 100,000 strong, identifying and retaining just that exact patch of rock within several jam-packed acres is an amazing feat. But perhaps no more so than human city dwellers finding their particular bungalow in a large suburb. Finally, the first hole appears in the first egg. The breakout is underway. If new gull fathers were in the habit of passing out cigars, now would be the time. Unlike the scrawny young of the crow family, gull nestlings are downy and attractive almost from the time they emerge into their bright, new, exciting world. Cute, cuddly little chicks. It's one of nature's smartest gambits, making the young of the species soft and round and endearing. Think of bunny rabbits, little bear cubs, and human babies. So sweet, who'd want to hurt them? They arouse an almost universal protective instinct. Which is just as well, since in virtually all species, infant mortality is extremely high. Accident, disease, and predation eliminates the weak and slow in the first few days, months, or years of most animals' lives. Gulls, for example, live up to 30 years, if they make it through the first year or two, which only a small percentage do. While still under their parents' care, young gulls learn a lot about how to take the knocks that life will hand them. They learn about territory by straying into someone else's. Well beyond the cute and cuddly stage, the young gull must now face a harsh fact. His parents will no longer feed him. He can coax, and he can plead. No dice. The adults understand the pressing need for the young to get out into the world and learn to fend for themselves. And the sooner, the better. Learning to fly, for example, it's not easy. But since gulls are known for their smooth, graceful flight, and all the adults are certainly doing it, you have to start practicing. Finally, Mum demonstrates, and the child follows. There now. One after another, the new generation becomes airborne. But even yet, nature's protection plan keeps working. As young and juvenile gulls still spend a lot of time on and very near land, their protective coloring remains suited to that lifestyle. If you live among rocks, you're safest if you look like a rock. Eventually, at from 2 to 4 years, depending on species, every young gull will cast off his juvenile spots and assume the plumage of a grown-up.